Considered the most haunted place in North America, the Merriton Tunnel would span 665 feet with an arch 16 feet wide and 18 feet high, stretching under the canal itself between locks 18 and 19. In the spring of 1875, the huge project began, with nearly 1,000 Irish immigrants excavating the land by hand, with hundreds of more workers cutting and laying stone. The construction of this tunnel would not be without bloodshed. Over the course of the build, 3 deaths were reported, the most memorable being an accident where a 14-year-old Irish immigrant was crushed under the weight of large stones. Other injuries were occurred on a daily basis, but nothing that resulted in the stop of the construction. The Great Rail Disaster. By the time the tunnel was completed, it was already outdated. The Grand Trunk Railway was taking over the Great Western Railway Company, and they preferred double track lines for safety and efficiency, so the tunnel was destined for a short lifespan. The Grand Trunk Railway was right to foresee the dangers of the tunnel. On January 3, 1903, an 80-ton mogul train traveled westbound as a number 4 express train traveled eastbound, racing around a slight curve 100 yards from the western tunnel entrance. Both trains completely unaware of the other's existence. They collided at full speed, killing the firemen for both engines. From then on, the tunnel was used very sparingly until the 1930s, when the track was removed and a double-track swing bridge was built. This tragic story could easily explain for the haunting of the Blue Ghost Tunnel. However, that is far from the only gruesome incident that occurred near the tunnel. The Blue Ghost Tunnel was built near the former site of the St. Peter's Church and its adjoining cemetery. After the church relocated, the cemetery fell into disrepair, so much so that walking through it was described as a jungle trek. As time went on, it became clear that a larger canal was needed to accommodate the larger boats. The site of the old cemetery was needed to establish a pond area for excess water from the canal. In July 1923, Thorold residents were asked to pay and make arrangements for their deceased family members to be moved. Many people could simply not afford the expense, and many graves had no remaining family members. In the end, only 253 of the 842 bodies were actually moved, and those who were often misidentified or went missing altogether. The bodies left behind now have a watery grave beneath the canal pondage area, only meters from the Blue Ghost Tunnel. Clearly not the ideal resting place. The Blue Ghost Tunnel legend. Simultaneously, the Welland Canal was being constructed, and that was not an easy feat. In total, 107 men lost their lives during the build, many of which happened in close proximity to the Blue Ghost Tunnel. On August 1st, 1928, the worst accident in the history of the Welland Canal occurred at Lock 6, when a large crane fell onto the lock chamber, taking out a 500-ton steel lock gate. The sudden incident killed 10 men, with 22 seriously wounded. Then on August 1st, 1930, exactly 2 years later, another serious incident occurred at Lock 6, this time taking 8 lives and leaving 20 injured. It was rumored that the canal was cursed, and many men abandoned their position and refused to return. What's going on, guys? Today,
On sewer gators.
On sewer gators. Me and my paranormal investigating friend, as well as myself. We're gonna check out the Blue Ghost Tunnel. All right, here we go.